Well, Professor David Elmes is an expert on global energy. He says Shell's announcement is significant as the company tries to become more environmentally friendly.
The significance is even more because they're not just talking about the work that they do, their own activities, but it's the emissions from the products they sell and actually also emissions from other people's products they sell. So they've covered the whole scope of what they do, and in that respect, it's really significant. But of course, the question is, how long, how fast, and how much money is it going to spend to make those changes?
And an even more significant question, surely, how on earth can an oil company go net zero emissions?
Well, what they're saying is that over time they will gradually reduce their reliance on producing oil and gas as the main part of their business. That they will shift more towards, first of all, from oil to gas, but then also shifting their activity towards the efficient use of energy and also increasingly the use of electricity rather than oil and gas. And the particular example there, obviously, is how fast we start using electric vehicles and what role does Shell play in supporting the electrification of cars and vehicles.
What are the wider risks in this strategy?
Well, the risk is that they're shifting to a bunch of different technologies and some big technologies like carbon capture and storage, like the use of hydrogen and an increase in fuels from biosources. And those are pretty big technology bets that are going to need a lot of investment.
And you would have thought that lots of other oil companies would be in the same boat and making the same decisions. But it is worth saying here, isn't it, that other oil companies, companies like Exxon and Chevron, are doing rather different things. So Shell's strategy seems to be in rather stark contrast to the competition.
Well, what's happening is that these, what are often called the international oil and gas companies like Shell, BP, Total, Exxon, Chevron, they're sort of getting squeezed out between the big companies around the world who belong to various governments who produce oil and gas. And so what you're seeing is different strategies. You're seeing some people like Shell and BP and Total saying, right, we need to change. We need to firmly move into a different space. And then other companies are saying, well, we will still need to use oil and gas for a while. And so they're not making that transition yet. So it's interesting in the details as to who's making the change now and who thinks that they can make it later.